Welcome back. Here new at 10 tonight. Senator Richard Blumenthal and Senator Chris Murphy say that they will be looking to reform the Insurrection Act of 1807 after President Trump threatened to exercise the act after days of protests seen all across the nation. Fox 61's Brian Didlake has more on that.
This moment of reckoning for the United States is long overdue.
It's been a week since protests sparked across the United States after the death of George Floyd. Night after night, this has been a common sight seen across the nation. Tear gas in the air, scattering protesters. People seen marching in remembrance of George Floyd. But in these mainly peaceful protests, some agitators looted and set fires, making President Trump warn if the violence doesn't stop.
And I will deploy the United States military and quickly solve the problem.
Back here in Connecticut, Senators Richard Blumenthal and Chris Murphy say this shouldn't happen.
These protesters are not terrorists. They are Americans seeking change. They are acting in a peaceful manner, and law enforcement should be used to protect their right to free speech.
Which is why senators and others say they wish to reform the Insurrection Act by introducing legislation when they return to the Hill.
He'd be required to certify that civil rights are protected, not restricted. Seek consultation with Congress before as well as after he starts the use of military force.
Others disagree.
It is definitely a tool within his power. This president has one singular aim, and it is protecting America's streets.
Black Lives Matter! Black Lives Matter!
Connecticut has seen mainly peaceful protests with more dialogue between law enforcement and protesters. The goal, a better relationship between the community and those who serve it. Senators here say the state should serve as an example for the rest of the country, but say going forward it may be hard to get both sides of the aisle on common ground.
There has thus far been very little worry from Republicans about the president's actions, and that is concerning. To me, it is a fundamental American right that has nothing to do with whether you're a Republican or a Democrat.
In Hartford, Brian Didlake, Fox 61 News.